Okay. I'm gonna assume that's recording. Probably is. I'm just gonna play Celeste Classic 1 and 2 because I haven't made any semblance of content in a couple months and I really don't want to do my coursework right now. So I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna plan on getting all the berries. I'm pretty sure there's 18 in this one. I don't remember how many are in Lonnie's Trek. Fuck. But yeah, this shouldn't take long. It should take maybe 10 minutes. Maybe a little longer, actually. I don't know. But yeah, this is the precursor to Celeste as you know it, and it's great. I know that sounded sarcastic, but it is. It's really good, actually. Fuck! Forgot about the berry. But, yeah. Airline food, what is up with that stuff? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Nothing's really been happening. I still have a barotrauma video I need to finish editing from like a year ago. I have the Frostpunk video coming out never. I think I have some Minecraft footage I need to sift through. And I think there was another game, which I can't even remember. But yeah, this is what I'm doing instead. Don't worry, I've got Ballhead Land 2 in the works. That'll be soon-ish, probably. As soon as I open up Roller Coaster Tycoon again, which could be between now and never. But other than that, you know, I've been stockpiling the games. You know, I've got a lot of shit. Some of them I might play on video. Others, I probably won't ever play. Probably just rot in my library forever. But, you know, been playing some cool ones. Been playing Blade Chimera recently. It's fucking amazing. I think, honestly, I haven't even finished. I'm about halfway through. I think my map percentage is at like 56%. And I'm about 4 hours in. But out of all 3 of the Team Ladybug Metroidvanias, I think I would say it's the best. They, God fucking damn it. They learned a lot of stuff. You could tell they learned a lot of stuff from both Luna Knights and Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. And they learned what works with both and what doesn't work. Like, my main issue with Luna Knights was level design. It's really linear, and there isn't a lot of, like, exploration. Which is fine. But that's the main thing with Luna Knights, and really the only, like, bad thing I can say about it. Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth had a lot of really cool stuff, really cool ideas, but I feel like it didn't kind of falter on execution. Like, I've already talked about this. Ironically enough, I talked about Luna Knights and Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth in my fucking Celeste 64 video. And here I am talking about it in Celeste Classic video. But fuck, god. No, whatever. I missed that one. I missed that one. Just pretend I got it though. What am I doing? Anyways, yeah, like the bosses of Deedlit are cool. They're cool aesthetically. They're not that fun though. And the music is all just copy pasted. It's the same for every boss. I've only fought like 3 bosses and played Chimera. I don't actually remember if the music is different or not. But the music overall is good. I know you can do that. Fuck it. But Deedlit had some really cool stuff, like, I'm pretty sure it had omnidirectional aiming of, like, your sword. Or melee weapon would be more appropriate. And Blade Chimera takes that, and it's really cool. You get a ton of control. I think that's Blade Chimera's biggest strength, is you have a ton of control over your character. And every motion, everything feels super fluid. Like, it feels good to play. And I think it takes a really interesting path with exploration, where a lot of exploration... Oh, okay, that's Celeste Classic done. Hold on. Yeah, 17, I missed one. Let me open up Celeste Classic 2 real quick, then I'll go back onto the rant. And let me open up OBS and change that game capture so you can actually fucking see it. There we go. But exploration is really cool because a lot of it, because it has a skill tree, and a lot of your movement options are in that skill tree, like your slide and an air dash and a double jump. Those are all in the skill tree. You don't actually get those normally in Metroidvanias. You would get those via progressing through the game. They'd be mandatory upgrades you have to get in order to progress, because areas would be locked behind it. But what Blade Chimera does is that you don't actually need any of those upgrades, at least as far as I can tell, for any of the game. Hell, you could go the whole game without upgrading a single damn thing on the skill tree. The mandatory stuff is... I don't fucking remember how. The mandatory stuff is like key cards. I think that's actually it. I think that's the only mandatory thing you have for progression. I think you only need key cards, at least as far as I've seen. And I think that's really cool. And something really radical it does, in terms of the Metroidvania genre, is having a warp. Not a warp as in like, oh, here's some warp rooms scattered about and you have to backtrack to the warp room if you want to, like, fucking get to an area. Okay, I thought that would kill me. God fucking damn it. But it's like, yeah, not a warp area. You can warp anywhere. I just did it twice. God fucking damn it. You can warp anywhere from any area, for the most part. There's a few times you can't, a few areas you can't warp to. I just did it a third fucking time. And that's an interesting thing. Because depending on... Because you could view that as detrimental, to the genre, and you could also view it as beneficial for the same exact reason. It cuts down on backtracking, which I like. I don't like backtracking. Backtracking usually is not very fun, I think. Usually, in most Metroidvania games, backtracking is bearable. It's something you kind of just have to do. But you don't have to in Blade Chimera. They just allow you to warp, which is interesting. There's still a lot of exploration, though. It is still, you still have to backtrack with like side quests, which they're okay. The side quests are fine, or side missions rather. They're fine. A lot of them are just like, go kill this many demons, or go like find this person. Some of them have some story, which is cool. Fuck. But most of them are, they're okay. God damn it. But yeah, I think I like the warp. I think it's a really good idea, actually. But I think it only works because they did it right. Because there's still a lot of little exploration here and there. And also a big thing is with that, it makes things like the jigsaws, where in prior games, like in Luna Nights and Deedlit, you would get an upgrade and you're like, oh, there's like a thing I remember back in an earlier area that I needed it for. And then you go and it's one room with only an upgrade, and then you have to go all the way back. And that's not interesting. That's not interesting exploration. It's not fun. And the jigsaw puzzle rooms are pretty much that. But they're pretty much a reward for going and finding stuff. The difference here is that with a warp, you're not backtracking, like, oh, I gotta go backtrack all this way just to get this one item. You just warp to it. You get your item, and you go. I think that's cool. And I think it allows you to keep focusing on the really fun part of Metroidvanias, which is exploration and combat. But yeah, I already talked about combat a little bit, how fluid it is. The combat is omnidirectional, which is awesome. You can swing your sword forwards, you can swing it up, you can swing it up right, up left, you could swing it down when you're jumping, or to the side. It allows for a lot of different combinations, a lot of different strategies. Combining that with Lux, it works really well. One of the problems I had with Deedlit was its main gimmick, the element system. It just wasn't really used very much. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second there. Let me check something. Okay. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, one of my complaints with Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth is the element system just isn't used to its fullest potential. It's a pretty cool system. Yeah, no, it is a cool system. It's just not used as well as it could. It really doesn't, it's not that unique. And it's just not used a lot. For most of the game, you can just stick with one element, only swapping when an enemy is immune, or a boss is immune. The only boss fight, or when you need to pass through a certain element, like the only boss fight, the only time actually, I really felt the element system worked well and shown was in the Jin. Was it the Jin boss? I don't remember the name of it. The Flame Spirit and the Wind Spirit. I think that worked really well. That was a really cool boss. But it's never used like that ever again. Which sucks, because it's a cool system. And even then, the elements... God, I'm like trying to say 20 different things at once. It's not working. Let me just try and focus one thing at a time. It's a cool idea. But the problem with it is there's no real incentive to change elements. That's the main problem. They're not unique enough. Enemies aren't resistant or weak enough for it to really matter. Except for a scant few. Other than that, other than those scant few cases of enemies having weaknesses, you're mostly just gonna be changing it when you have to for passing through the elements like walls. And I think a way that they could have, I mean, this would have been a lot of work, but what they could have done is make it so your attack style varies depending on which element you choose. Maybe like wind has faster attacks and is able to combo easier, but fire does a lot more damage. You know? But this is the end right here. As soon as I can stop fucking dying, I'll shut the fuck up. There we go. Destination. It took 11 minutes, really. Wow. Alright, let's Celeste Classic 1 and 2. Cool games. They're cool. I like them. That's it. Have fun with the black screen of doom. Goodbye. Oh shit, that's not my stop recording button.